Hey y'all, it's Nerdydollgirl again here. So this video I'm really nervous for because it is a more personal video, and you know, it's hard when you have done certain videos for a long time and to do something new and different. It's a little bit scary, especially since I've mostly done videos about dolls, and so to go in a different direction is scary. But I have been very blessed with my viewers being so supportive. My last video, you guys, when I said that I wanted to do videos that were not just doll related, so many of you wrote the sweetest comments that you would enjoy watching anything that I made, and that was huge for me. That was huge. So I know that if I make a video that has nothing to do with dolls and is personal, that I will have support from you guys, because you've already shown me so much support in this channel as it has been. And when I did talk about doing a different direction with some of my videos, I still will do my doll videos. It was just amazing. So before I start this video, two things. I'm gonna grab a blanket because I am really cold. It's getting cold here. Sorry. I'm gonna grab my Sailor Moon blanket. I love it. I got it for Christmas the one year. I used to watch Sailor Moon all the time when I was a kid, and I had the movies that were dubbed. No, they weren't even dubbed. No. I don't think they were dubbed. I think they were subtitled. So yeah, I love this blanket. And second of all, I still have the random fly flying around because I have a really hard time killing bugs. So yeah, he's still flying around. I'm hoping I can coax him out of here eventually. But for now, I'm going to name him. Let's call him Fred. So Fred might be flying around my head at some point because he likes to be on camera. So, like I said, this is really hard. I have come to the point in my life where I don't know what to do with it. My kids are growing up, in my opinion, way too fast. My son is 8 and my daughter is 13. And it's hard. It's hard for me because for all of my life, I've always taken care of somebody. I've taken care of my parents. I've taken care of animals. I've taken care of, you know, the people that I love. And then having children was an incredible thing for me. And I've always wanted to be a mother. I remember being like 5 years old and wanting to have kids, and I wanted to have 6 kids. And honestly, if I could physically do it, I would have 6 kids if I could and not go insane, which I don't know if that's possible for me. Because I do value my alone time very much. Hi, Fred. See, he's coming. I value my alone time, and I'm very close to my husband and I. We're very close. We have a very good relationship. We're best friends. So, you know, I've got an amazing family. But it's hard for me because I'm the kind of person who likes to take care of others. I've never really learned how to take care of myself. When it comes to, my health and that sort of thing, I've never been good at putting myself first with regards to that. Quite often, I am the last person on the list when it comes to what I want to focus on. And so having my kids growing up and, they're still very young and I know that, but I guess it's hard. It's still hard. I've honestly been crying a lot because of it, because when they're little babies and toddlers and everything, you are their whole world, and they depend on you for everything. And as they get older, they still need you every day, but it's a different kind of need. And the fact that they're both in school and my husband is off doing schooling to become a teacher, which is very exciting. I have come to the point that in my life that I need to focus on myself a little bit, when they're not here. And it's so hard for me. And it's scary. And maybe other people don't get that. But it's scary because I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what... I have lots of hobbies. I love dolls, obviously, and I love to craft, and I love to paint, and I love to write, and I love to read. I have so many hobbies that it's not that I need another one or I don't have one, but it's not the same, if that makes any sense. Sorry, my stomach is going to be grumbling through this. I did eat lunch. I don't know why I'm still have a grumbly tummy. But I think about the next, how many years I have. If I live to 80 or 100, what am I going to do with myself? And I don't want to just do nothing. I want to do something that fulfills me. My husband is so excited about becoming a teacher. He is an amazing man who loves children and loves helping them and teaching them. So I know that he is going to have a career and a place in the world that makes him happy, that makes him feel like he belongs. And for me, I've never had that. I have a severe learning disability, and I have so many health problems that I can't work in the traditional sense. And I've thought about going back to school and, doing something like that. But with all of my challenges, it's not possible. And my husband's like, well, it's not your path. That's not where you belong. You are going to do something amazing, but I don't think it's going to be the typical path that maybe other people have. Because I was getting really frustrated. I was trying to look up schooling around here, and so many of them are at nighttime, which is very hard for me. At nighttime, I get very run down, and I don't like to drive at night just because of that. And then walking from my car to whatever the classroom is, and then sitting on hard chairs for a couple hours, it's not something that my body physically can do. And then with my learning disability, it's also hard for me to find a class that makes me not really struggle. I love art and that sort of thing, and I've thought about going back to school to be in like special effects makeup, because I love the creativity of it and everything, but I'm allergic to latex, so that does not work. And I know that you don't have to work with latex, that there is other options, but there was actually a class here in my hometown, and I asked about that, and the lady's like, well, you don't have to physically touch latex, but the latex we use is a powder-based latex, so even if you don't touch it, there is particles that are going to be in the air that could obviously get in my throat, and then I'd be in serious trouble. So I realized that that's obviously not going to work for me. And so it's very challenging. And like I said, being someone who has always taken care of other people, my first instinct is to get into something where I volunteer to be with elderly, or some job or some volunteer position that I can help other people. And my husband also again said, that's wonderful, but is that going to be taking care of yourself, or are you just going to focus on other people again? And also it's very hard for me, because when I love and care for a person, it's very hard for me. And even if I don't know them, and I just, like, if I do work with elderly, I will have a really hard time, because I was looking up the volunteer positions, and one of the criteria is that you do not get emotionally involved with your clients or what have you. And I just laughed myself silly, because I'm like, well, apparently I can't do that job. And hi Fred. And when I looked at, what was the other things that I looked at? Oh, there was a hotline for people that are going through depression, anxiety, that sort of thing. And you needed personal experience. And I have tons and tons of personal experience with that. But they also had, things with like children being abused. And again, I would go home every night or every day or whatever and just be crushed by it. I can't not take on the things that I'm listening to. If I heard a child being hurt, I would ask them where their address is and go and find them and save them, and probably get in a lot of trouble, because I would the person doing it would not be happy afterwards, because I would deal with them, and that again is not professional. So it's very, very scary. I don't know who to be if I'm not, mom, if I'm not someone who is just labeled as that. I remember growing up and being like, I'm not going to end up like my mom. Like, God love her, and I miss her every day. I miss my dad. It's very hard to be without your parents. But I remember thinking, I don't want to be, just a mom. I don't want to just be a stay-at-home mom, which please don't be offended, because I am a stay-at-home mom. But I was always afraid, like, that I would end up not knowing myself, because I remember my mom used to say that to me. She said, don't just be Fred, seriously, don't just be a stay-at-home mom. You need to to be more, because you're going to lose yourself. And honestly, I don't believe I have lost myself. I don't think I've ever known who I am fully. I know what I don't like. I know what I'm not willing to put up with. I've always been a very strong personality that way. But knowing what to do when I'm not just a caregiver is very challenging. And so at this point in my life, I am terrified, because what am I going to do with myself? And I've been struggling because, like I said, my kids are growing up. Now, again, I'll say they're not adults yet. They're still children. But I'm scared what's going to happen when they do grow up and they move out of the house and stuff. My kids are my life. You know, I know, like, a lot of parents, they can't wait for their kids to grow up and move out. You know, especially when they're teenagers, it's hard. I mean, my daughter is 13, and it's certainly challenging. But I also would be happy if she lived with me forever. And the same with my son. But I also know that that's not healthy for them. And they have to, and I want them to have their own lives. I want them to meet someone that will love them and that they can love, and have a family and have a life and have adventures and find joy and find where they belong in the world. I guess for me, I don't know where I belong if I don't have my kids with me. So that is what I'm dealing with right now. Just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. And I don't know. I was just wondering if anybody else has ever dealt with that, or if they're dealing with that right now. Fred, you are not making this video. It's very hard to be serious when you have a fly flying around your head. But, you know, if anyone has advice, you know, that would be a tremendous help. I have dealt with a lot of abandonment in my life, and so I am trying really hard not to put that on my kids. And, you know, I want them to be happy, and I don't want to be the cause of them not being happy just because I'm afraid of when they move out, or when I'm afraid of them growing up. And I'm afraid because I don't know who I am and what to do with myself. Honestly, if I could have another baby, I would have one tomorrow. Because again, that's who I see myself as, someone a mom. That's what I see. That's who I see myself as, and I don't know how to be anything else. And to see them pulling away, if slowly, it's scary, and I don't know what to do with that. And yeah, how do I fill my day? You know, other than being like really neurotic about cleaning my house, which I've never been a very obsessive cleaner. I'm an obsessive person, but I've never, with my physical limitation stuff, I'm not physically able to be neurotically cleaning. But like literally, I don't know what else to do with my life. So thank you guys for listening. Again, thank you for letting me do different stuff on my channel. I do want to do, sorry, this is my like exercise thing, for when I actually do the exercise I'm supposed to do. I'm just interested to see where I will go in my life, and I'm hoping I will find my place. And I hope to have more videos where we can talk about different topics and discussions. I would love, love, love if you guys have any topics you would like to talk on. I am willing to talk about pretty much everything, and I know that not everybody is the same, and there are going to be videos that I'm going to make that other people might not enjoy or might not like, but I'm quite excited to try different things. But again, like I said, I'm going to still have my doll videos. And after this video is posted, I am going to post a video of a box opening that I did about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago that I never had a chance to upload. So that will be good. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you again for all of your support. I will see you in my next video. Bye. And Fred says bye too.